It is the 8th of May 2026. Good evening, I am Enrita Mali and I'm with
Penlop of Kunda. Let's dive into the headlines. We'll come back with the news in detail.
Uganda's creative industry receives a major boost. Health experts raise concerns as HIV and AIDS take millions of people. Leaders from private universities across the country gather at St. Lawrence University.
And those joining us tonight for the very first time, you're welcome on board tonight. Now, Uganda's creative industry could be entering a new era following the signing of the Copyright and the Neighboring Rights Amendment Act 2026 into the law.
The legislation is expected to strengthen protection of musicians, filmmakers, and other creatives whose work has for years been faced with piracy and unfair use. Our reporter Chalvin tells the story.
The President is mandated by Article 91 of the 1995 Constitution of Uganda as amended to assent to bills passed by Parliament, making them law. With regard to that, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni signed the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Amendment Act 2026 into law on 29 April 2026, a major reform aimed at strengthening protection of Uganda's creative industry and ensuring creatives earn deservedly from their work. The bill was passed by Parliament on March 17, 2026, following years of debate, benchmark, and wide consultations with stakeholders in the music, film, media, and all creative sectors. The legislation was introduced to Parliament as the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Amendment Bill in 2023 by two routes. Firstly, by the Maokota County North MP Hilary Chiyaga, who drafted and proposed the bill as a private member's bill and had it ready for its first reading. The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao, later sent version of the bill. Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayewa noted that MP Chiyaga agreed to merge his amendments with those proposed by the government.
We harmonized with government after getting leave to work on it. Government was like, let's work together. Without benefit of doubt, basing on what they laid on table and the organs of government that gathered together, I trusted them.
The final bill passed by Parliament was therefore a combined effort. Lawmakers noted that the amendment was necessary to update the country's copyright framework, which had struggled to keep pace with the rapid growth of digital platforms and widespread piracy. Speaking during the parliamentary debate, officials emphasized that previous law, enacted in 2006, did not adequately address online content distribution or guarantee fair compensation for creators. Under the new law, businesses including bars, broadcasters, and public venues are now required to pay for the use of copyrighted music and content. The Act also introduces strict penalties for copyright infringement, including fines and possible imprisonment for offenders. In a move aimed at addressing digital piracy, the law empowers authorities to order the removal of infringed content from online platforms, while also strengthening mechanisms across the country. The amendment further establishes a more structured system for collecting and distributing royalties, ensuring artists are compensated based on the actual use of their work. It also requires that all copyright agreements be formalized in writing, a shift intended to reduce disputes and exploitation within the industry. Through such formalization, the government enacted tax obligations, which will also enable generation of revenue from the creative into the structures provided. Additionally, there's provisions from unfair, including limits ownership transfers of creatives' work, ensuring that rights can revert to original creators after a specified period. Stakeholders in the creative sector have welcomed the development, describing it as a long-awaited step towards improving livelihoods and professionalism in Uganda's arts industry.
But we are thank God that we are in a digital era and we have a digital system organization that is going to be following up, collaborating with the government agencies that is in place, UCC, URSB.
Really big milestone. We really want to thank God. We really want to thank the Parliament. We really need to thank the Member of Parliament who have been a voice to this, and we want to thank every artist who has added a voice and has been so active to be reaching this milestone.
The government emphasized that the new law will not only benefit artists but also contribute to the country's broader economic growth by formalizing the creative sector and enhancing intellectual property protection in the digital age.
To a collecting management organization, those are collecting management organizations are organizations which are going to be collecting this money. Then that money is calculated and given to the performers.
Musinwa Chauvin for Slough TV.
Thank you so much, Chauvin, for that story. Now, furthermore, HIV/AIDS remains a serious public health in Uganda, with more than 1.4 million Ugandans living with the virus. Young women and children between 25 and 34 continue to record the highest number of new infections.
Health experts say limited information, economic challenges, and risky behaviors are driving the spread of the virus. Our reporter has more of the story.
Today, about 5.5% of adults between 15 and 49 years are living with HIV. That's more than 1.4 million Ugandans. Girls and young women aged 15 to 24 are among the most affected, with infection rates higher than their male peers. At the same time, adults aged 25 to 34 continue to record a high number of new infections. The reasons vary: information, economic challenges, and risky behavior, but the outcome is the same: lives at risk. Using condoms consistently, staying faithful to one partner, and going for regular testing can greatly reduce the risk. Preventive services like PrEP and treatment with antiretroviral drugs are helping people live longer, healthy, the spread of the virus. The Ugandan government, through the Ministry of Health and its partners, continue to expand the access to free HIV testing, counseling, condoms, and treatment. Awareness campaigns and youth-focused programs are also being sent across the country. The message is simple: know your status, protect, support those living with HIV, because ending HIV/AIDS in Uganda is possible if everyone plays their part.
Leaders from private universities across Uganda have today gathered at Central West University to discuss the challenges affecting higher institutions and ways of strengthening their collaboration.
The meeting brought together guild leaders, ministers, and student representatives from different universities. Our reporter Okukunda Penlock tells more of the story.
Leaders from private universities across Uganda have today convened at Central West University to discuss the pressing challenges in higher education and strengthen institution collaboration. The meeting, which brought together guild presidents, ministers, and other leaders from various private universities, focused on addressing critical issues affecting the sector. According to the major concerns discussed were financial constraints, maintaining academic standards, research, handling leadership matters, improving sports in private institutions, and the need for improved cooperation among the institutions.
On February 20th this year, an idea that started just merely as an idea turned into a substance. An idea came up to form an organization that would bring together private universities in Uganda, to doing business together, to talking and working, advertising, to collaborating, to researching, to think about all areas of aspects of life that you would want to do in your university. to even handling leadership matters together.
Participants emphasized the importance of unity and corrective actions in tackling these challenges, noting that collaboration could lead to shared resources, joint academic programs, and a stronger police advocacy. Speaking during the meeting, the Secretary Private University Students Association of Uganda highlighted the need of regular engagement among private universities to ensure sustainable growth and quality education.
SAU was established to bridge this gap by fostering collaboration, advocacy, and shared growth. Therefore, private university institution in Uganda was successfully launched alongside a major private university of Scala as an IUEM. The event brought together 7 private universities at the time, marking the historic step towards unity, collaboration, and social engagement among the private institutions.
The participants also proposed establishing continuous dialogue platforms and adopting innovative approaches, including the use of technology in learning and administration. The meeting was meant to stronger partnership in private universities in Uganda. Penelope Okunda, Slough TV.
Now that brings us to the end of the bulletin. But before we go, I would want to say, Penelope, I must really give it to you. Today you really looked very well.
Thank you so much. You also looked well.
Yeah, so Penelope, before we go, what last message do you have for the viewers of Slough TV Media concerning the spread of HIV and AIDS in Uganda?
To our lovely viewers, the most important message is to protect ourselves, especially the youth. Abstinence is the way to go. And thank you so much for tuning on Slough TV. Don't forget to join or to subscribe to our platforms, YouTube, X, and Facebook, everywhere. Have a blessed evening.